This is going to be another rough and dirty review, not spending a whole lot of time on these reviews, just doing them because there's stuff I have to get done. As you can see, these are pretty well used, not well used, but they're still practically brand new. I got these off of Amazon for motorcycle riding shoes because sometimes boots are just not for every occasion. So what did I do with these shoes, these motorcycle riding shoes? I kicked off the laces because I didn't like the red laces. I put yellow because it matches my bike. My bike is yellow. It's a 2023 Street Bob, the yellow edition. Where have I ridden in these boots? I rode from the east coast of Virginia, at the very tip being the Newport News, Hampton, Virginia Beach area, rode all the way to the North Carolina mountains on the border of Tennessee, and throughout that whole entire area I rode the Tail of the Dragon, Moonshiner 128, the Tallahassee Skyway, the Blue Ridge Mountain. I put about 1,200 miles or maybe more on that trip, going all the way out there and coming all the way back. It was probably close to 2,000 miles realistically, that whole entire trip with these shoes. Only thing I wore and only thing I brought with me, of course, was clothes. No other pair of shoes, just these shoes. And they did extremely well on those roads. They did well, they held up. I got to do all those rides. I spent a whole week out there doing all those different highways. I stayed at a pretty cool place called the Iron Horse Lounge or Lodge, Iron Horse Lodge. That was right at the edge of North Carolina. It was a good little base to set up, and then you could like ride out and do the drag and come back. Then you could ride out and do the Tallahassee, I can't even say that, Skyway, come back, do the Blue Ridge Mountain, come back. You could hit all those highways and constantly come back to that place. But it was a nice little stopping point to be in the middle of all that stuff and ride out. Everything is about an hour away, no more than an hour away. Most of them were 10 to 20 minutes away from that lodge. But the review is about the boots, but of course I had to give you a rundown where I use them. They clean up really nice, as you can see, but as you can see, they do have wear and miles on them. But you take a little Lysol wipe and you can get that white back if you do it right away, if you keep them clean. Very comfortable, no complaints. The sizing, you have to kind of run it by your UK. I wear a 9, so this matched up a 43 does. There's a little bit room. It says 9.5 USA, but I would think this is like in between a 9 and a 9.5, that 43, in actual on my foot, how I feel it. So I'm about a 9 and a 9.5, and this I'm in between depending on the shoe, and this did really well. It was very comfortable, had no complaints. That nice hard box toe is good with shifting, and these were very comfortable for an Amazon shoe that was on sale when I bought it. It was around 80 bucks, I believe, and I wanted to test it out, see if I liked it before I changed it. I'm gonna probably get rid of that red and make it black because it does not go with anything that I wear, except some of the Dixon flannels I have some red in them, but this would probably not match because of the yellow laces, but it works for now. Just pretty impressed. It's a good sneaker for what it is, and I did put a lot of miles on them, 1,200 miles in a row, more than that. I keep saying 12, but it was probably realistically around 2,000 miles, somewhere in there. I could go look at the miles on my bike and see exactly what I did, but it was somewhere between 12 and 2,000 miles on these shoes, and very satisfied, no problems. I did hit a rainstorm, and I rode in the rain for 12 hours on the way back, which really sucked. The temperature was 40 degrees, and it was raining. It averaged between 40 and 50 degrees in the rain, and coming out of that mountain region and hitting, riding the skirts of North Carolina, and then eventually bumping up into Virginia, I was chasing mist and rain the whole friggin' way. It wasn't that great, but these shoes held up. I did have some rain gear on, but the rain gear only protected this part of the shoe. I had a Harley Davidson rain suit, and it had a strap that, I didn't have the rain boot protection, but it had a strap that went on the inside of your foot and it brought your foot into the shoe, and then it brought the pants over the shoe to about here. So I had a hood. So the only part of this that was getting wet was here because everything else was waterproof, but they held up really good. And that suit really helped me out get through those rainstorms and allowed me to, actually kept me warm too, because it was freezing cold, and it did its job. It did really good. I'll be doing a review on that suit because I was really impressed how, because I felt like I almost got hypothermic a couple of times. I had to pull off and take an hour break in a rest area just to get some heat because of the cold I was receiving. And when it finally started raining, I put that suit on, and I wasn't cold anymore. It really fought off the wind in the cold. So really impressed with that Harley Davidson rain suit that I had. These boots, I said, I give them a 10-star rating. I'm very impressed for what they are, for what they cost. Excellent riding shoes. You guys take it easy.